Welcome on in to Same But Different, the movie talk show where we take a movie and then we come back a week later and we review it in a different location every freaking time, apparently. This week we had the pleasure or displeasure, we'll find out in a second, of watching Death of a Unicorn, the new Jenna Ortega, Paul Rudd slasher creature feature, and I want to hear what you thought about it.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Death of the Unicorn follows a single dad and his daughter. The mom has passed away. Typical. And they're on their way to secure some sort of financial job for the father with this rich family. And on the way there, in the mountains of Alberta, they hit a unicorn.
What? Those aren't real.
They are in this film. And that's one of the points of contention. That unicorn they hit is a baby unicorn, and the mom and dada... The mom and dad unicorn want their kid back. Crazy concept to a film, and that's where I'm going to start with this review. There's not really much you can do with a unicorn movie. And what they did, I think, was really the only thing you could do with a unicorn movie. Like magical blood and greedy people that want to manipulate and use that blood.
Monopolize.
Yeah, monopolize on it. 6.5 out of 10.
Okay.
It wasn't crazy good. I thought it was going to be way funnier than it was. I think the trailer made it seem funnier than it was.
Most of the jokes were in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't as funny, although, what's his name? Will Poulter?
Will Poulter.
I think he stole the show.
He is great.
He's so good.
Yeah. I really liked the dad, Odell.
Oh, yeah, he was great.
He did a great job, and NoHo Hank from Barry, Anthony Carrigan, I think his name is. Did it. So it wasn't just Will Poulter stealing the show.
Paul Rudd, not his strongest performance.
Weird.
Yeah.
Because even when it's not a performance, it's usually, oh, that's Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
But I agree.
There are little Paul Rudd-isms that came through, but I think Paul Rudd thrives in either a full-on comedy role or a serious role. And this, I felt like I could watch him struggling where to place his character in this type of movie.
That's a good point.
Even when he was just like standing there talking, he looked awkward.
Yeah.
Like I could tell like he didn't know what to do with his hands, or like, you know what I mean? It was weird. Jenna Ortega was very one note.
That's what she is.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. It's actually a praise. She's almost, what's the word?
Typecast?
Yeah.
Typecast.
What's the other
Pigeonhole.
one? Pigeonhole. Same thing?
Yeah, I
That's
think
true.
everybody in this film was good except the two main leads. I think they did a bad job at trying to explain away the lore of these unicorns just using tapestry pieces and Jenna Ortega quickly doing Google searches.
Right.
I think the lore was lost in the whole thing. However, the story of, okay, we have this unicorn blood that can heal stuff. And let's, get that out to the world and be big pharma and be like, oh, we're the saviors. That was cool. What really, really bothered me, two things. One, I know it's A24 and they don't have the biggest budget for movies. They are independent. The CGI for the unicorns was kind of shoddy.
Somehow the mama and dada, somehow they looked better.
Yeah.
The baby was rough.
Yeah, it was rough sometimes. And I was like, ooh. That
For a
was
creature
like...
feature, and that's your main focus.
Sometimes it looked okay, but most of the times I was like, oof, keep that in the dark.
Yeah.
The one character decision that Paul Rudd makes at the end of this film. I can't say it without going into spoilers, so maybe we can do a little spoiler thing at the end here. But he makes a split decision that his character would never ever do. It was just wildly out of character for him. I was like, where did that come from?
Interesting.
That being said, the kills were fun. The horror aspect of it was very Jurassic Park horror, not necessarily like horror movie, but like creature feature, Jurassic Park horror, like shadows on the wall and sounds and creeps and things like that. That was fun. I liked that a lot. It's worth a watch. I would recommend it to people because it's an original idea, so that's fun. It just wasn't the most overly impressive thing that I've seen.
I don't typically like doing this, but I also gave it a 6.5.
Ah!
A large portion of that comes from thank you for making something original.
Yes, exactly.
I wish I liked this more. I think what this was trying to do was become a cult classic. And I think it just missed the mark, and it probably won't.
If they used practical effects, it would have.
There were some things, yes, 100%. I've seen a lot of people online comparing this to the absurdity of Cocaine Bear. I kind of agree, and I'm clearly in the minority. According to what I've read online, I liked Cocaine Bear way more. A large chunk of the middle of this movie, I don't know if it was the screen I was watching it on or it being poorly lit, but it was poorly lit. It was all at night, and I felt like it was not lit properly.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. I can not see that.
Most, if not all, the jokes were in the trailer and the first half of the movie.
Yeah.
Because the movie takes quite a, not a turn, but it kind of turns halfway through, and then it's mostly just a slasher horror, and the jokes have mostly gone out the window at that point. And I was just expecting funnier due to the absurdity of the premise.
Yes.
My biggest gripe, it's a weird one. This movie had one setting. It was a house.
Yes.
And there was the outside of the house, so two settings.
Sure.
Two gigantic unicorns around this house, and for way too long periods of time. Like, what were the unicorns doing? Did they go take naps? Like, in the middle of carnage, then they'd be in the house and just nothing, and then all of a sudden it's morning again, and it was weird.
That's true. There's gaps of time.
It just felt really, really weird that all of a sudden they would stop for a bit.
That dad unicorn was dope, though. He was
Yes.
like menacing looking.
Yes. The kills were a lot of fun. I had a really hard time afterward, and I still can't fully put it into words. Something just fell flat. Maybe it's everything we've said combined, but it was well done, and I think you should see it. I wasn't crazy about the ending. It was a little Hollywoody, but I guess that makes sense for I just don't think that makes sense for an A24 movie.
A24.
A24. Thank you all for watching. What do you think of Death of a Unicorn? Have you seen it? Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? We want to hear what you thought. Let us know in the comments down below while you're down there. Follow us, like us, share us. Come on!
Yeah, spread us around.
Next week, we're watching a movie.
We've done it again! We'll find something, and you'll know what it is when we talk about it.
That's how that's going to go then.
Yep.
But until then, thank you all for coming by. We love you. Keep watching movies.
Bye. We're always doing that.